Throughout the history of Doctor Who, the show has occasionally dabbled in the world of video games. And as video games have evolved, some have become big hits, while others not so much. But let's take a look at the history of Doctor Who video games. The first ever Doctor Who video game was released in 1983. This game was called Doctor Who: The First Adventure. This game was made up of 4 mini-games which went by levels of completion, which were Doctor Who themed versions of Pac-Man, Frogger, Space Invaders and Battleship. This game was available to play on BBC Micro, which was essentially a microcomputer developed by the BBC as part of the BBC's computer literacy project in the early 1980s. In 1985, Doctor Who's second video game was released under the title Doctor Who and the Warlord. This was a text-based adventure game featuring an unknown incarnation of the Doctor. This game was also available on BBC Micro. Also in 1985, we got Doctor Who and the Mines of Terror, which was also on BBC Micro, but also on the Commodore 64. The Commodore 64 was an 8-bit home computer. In this game, players would take on the role of the Doctor as you work with his robotic programmable cat Splinks to halt the Master's production of Heatonite, retrieve stolen plans for the Time Lords, and return safely. In 1992, Dalek Attack was released. This was a game that focused on the 7th Doctor and Ace against the Daleks and Davros in the year 2254. This game was released on all major platforms at the time, including PC, Atari, and Commodore 64. In 1997, Doctor Who Destiny of the Doctors was released. This was a CD game for PC that featured new audio by Tom Baker, Peter Davison, Colin Baker and Sylvester McCoy. The game also featured the first and second Doctors played by a voice actor. And the game also featured the third Doctor by using clips of Jon Pertwee's voice from various of his Doctor Who stories. This game focused on the player taking on the role of the Grak, a telepathic entity created by the Doctor to stop the Master, who had taken all 7 of the Doctor's incarnations hostage.
Now, if you had a radio transmitter, you could make contact with my old friend Alistair, that's Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart to you. I seem to remember having pulled a transistor radio to pieces years ago. My third incarnation was always fiddling with bits and pieces like that. It's probably in his, my laboratory. Could be useful. Set the TARDIS to contact my third self.
Over 10 years later, in 2008, we got Top Trump's Doctor Who. This was essentially a video game version based on the Top Trumps card game. This game was released on various consoles at the time, including PlayStation 2 and PC. Between 2010 and 2011, the Doctor Who adventure games were released. Now this brings back memories. The adventure games consisted of 5 stories: City of the Daleks, Blood of the Cybermen, TARDIS, Shadows of the Vashtanarada, and the Gunpowder Plot. These games were all available on PC. I remember playing these and I used to get so angry at these games because they were actually pretty difficult. But they were really good. The stories were great. In 2010, we also got Doctor Who Evacuation Earth. Now this is another game that I played as a kid. It's also another game that I found very, very hard and made me very angry, but we won't go there. Evacuation Earth was released on Nintendo DS and focused on the 11th Doctor and Amy Pond helping the human race to, well, evacuate Earth, as the Daleks attempted to invade. Also in 2010, Doctor Who Return to Earth was released. This game also featured the 11th Doctor and Amy Pond and focused on them being stranded on a spaceship with the Daleks and the Cybermen, who were after a device known as the Time Axis. This game was released on Nintendo Wii. I know that I had this game, like I remember having it, but I don't remember playing it.
With the new time axis, our forces will swarm across the galaxy. The past will no longer be safe, and our future will be made in the present. No race will be spared, no planet left unburned. Our war factory will remake every planet in Scaro's image. Desolation, destruction, even the stars will perish in our wake. Doctor, you will give us the time access.
Take it.
Exterminate!
Also released in 2010, we got Doctor Who The Mazes of Time. This game also featured the 11th Doctor and Amy Pond, but it also featured a range of Doctor Who enemies, including the Daleks, Cybermen and the Silurians. The Mazes of Time was a mobile puzzle game. Sure, damn, 2010 was a great year for Doctor Who video games. In 2012, Doctor Who Worlds in Time was released. This was an online PC game that featured a range of Doctor Who enemies. The game was officially shut down in 2014, but I remember playing this game a lot. I loved this one. Also in 2012, Doctor Who The Eternity Clock was released. This game featured the 11th Doctor and River Song as well as several enemies including the Daleks, the Cybermen and the Silence. This game was released on several platforms including PlayStation 3 and PC. I can remember begging my dad to get me this one for Christmas.
Please, come on, please!
And I'm lucky because he did. I loved this game.
Doctor, Cybermen.
Basically, run!
Cyber Squadron, advance. Secure the tunnel network. Seek out remaining humans for upgrade. Earth will fall to the Cybermen. You will be upgraded. All humans refusing upgrades will be deleted.
I can see them getting nearer.
In 2013, Doctor Who Legacy launched on mobile devices. This game officially shut down in 2019 and was a role-playing puzzle game. As you played, you would level up and build your TARDIS team. In 2014, The Doctor and the Dalek released on the BBC website. This game featured the 12th Doctor and a companion named Lumpy, who essentially was a Dalek. This was an interactive role-playing game, however it's now no longer available to play online.
You are not coming with me, Doctor!
This is going to be your show. I need to stay in the TARDIS and study the orb. I have to find a way to destroy it. Now go on, and get on with it. Can you move to the right?
Doctor Who Game Maker launched on the BBC website in 2015. This game updated with each series and featured a lot of different Doctor Who characters and monsters. This game is also no longer available to play.
Great work!
LEGO Dimensions launched in 2015, including Doctor Who in the LEGO Dimensions universe. This was great and featured a lot of different Doctors and a few different enemies. This game was available on many different platforms including PlayStation 3, 4 and Xbox One. The game was accompanied by some small Doctor Who LEGO releases.
These broken shutters are nothing the sonic screwdriver can't handle. I'm fairly sure that the Daleks didn't get lost on their way to a plumbing convention.
Hey, I was right in the middle of feeding a T-Rex.
In May 2018, Doctor Who Battle of Time launched for mobile devices. However, it didn't last too long, as the game was shut down just a few months later. This was a card collecting game. In 2019, Doctor Who The Runaway launched for PC. This was the first Doctor Who virtual reality game that featured the 13th Doctor. With the player as the companion, you worked with the Doctor to return an alien named Volta back to his home planet.
Ah, excellent. You're awake. I'm the Doctor. Nice to meet you. You got caught in a bit of a flying alien versus space vehicle accident. Got a nasty knock to the head, twisted the ankle, and the knee. Your hip didn't come out of it too well either. Basically, what I'm saying is don't move. I'm gonna get you home soon, but if you want to get there in one piece, I suggest you stay calm. Like, calmer than you've ever been before, calm.
Also in 2019, The Edge of Time was released. This was released on multiple platforms including PC, PlayStation 4 and Oculus Quest 2. This was the second virtual reality game, and this focused on players piloting the TARDIS and completing puzzles.
If the TARDIS is there, what are you waiting for? Nice escape from the laundrette, mate. That's what I call a clean getaway. No? Oh well, see yourself. But hey, my TARDIS, Hydrox, a reality virus. Told you it was going to be amazing. But newsflash, now we've got to get on and somehow save all of creation. Right? This is going to be fun.
In 2021, Doctor Who The Edge of Reality was released. This game featured the 13th Doctor and the 10th Doctor, with the player acting as the companion, facing a few different enemies. This game was released on multiple platforms including Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Okay, good news, bad news time. I've been kidnapped. Not sure how, but I've been thrown to the edge of time and space. Luckily, there are bits and bobs of tech debris out here that I've grabbed. Managed to cobble together a very basic time-space visualizer so I can keep an eye on you. Actually, we can do better than this. Hold on, I'm shifting devices. I can talk to you using local tech, and believe you me, I'll need to keep in touch because, sorry about this, you're the only one who can help me save the universe.
Also in 2021, The Lonely Assassins was released. This game acted as a sort of unofficial sequel to Blink. This is a found phone puzzle game that featured Osgood, Larry Nightingale, and of course, the Weeping Angels. This game was released on quite a few platforms, including mobile, Nintendo Switch, PC and Xbox One. I do remember playing this game and it was actually really cool.
Lawrence, at last! Oh, the way you've been avoiding my calls, anyone would think I was your mother. This isn't your mother, by the way. Well, unless there's been a horrendous mix-up with a time fracture. But I think you're not Lawrence, which means Lawrence is still missing. Okay, I've not got long, so just listen. I've a funny feeling an old friend of mine made sure this phone fell into your hands, which means you're the right person for the job.
Doctor Who Lost in Time is a mobile game that launched in 2022 that you can still download and play today. This is a mobile puzzle game that I actually haven't played yet, so if you have, let me know what it's like. This game is continuously being updated with new characters and monsters. Doctor Who Worlds Apart is a collecting card game that launched in November 2024. This game is available on PC and mobile. This is another game that I haven't played just yet. So with this extensive list of Doctor Who video games, what should the future of video games in the Whoniverse look like? Personally, I would love to see a Doctor Who open world video game in the style of Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead Redemption. Something similar to the latest few Star Wars games. Doctor Who has this huge open universe with so much history and so much to work with that I think doing a video game in the Doctor Who universe would be really cool. And I feel like it's a wasted opportunity that we haven't been given a huge Doctor Who game yet. Have you played any of the Doctor Who video games? What's your favourite? Let me know in the comments down below.
Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the Whovian Commonly YouTube channel. Cool.